What up, Schmoedown rockers? And all other forms of random rockers. Interesting week. Tournament season does continue. We finally finish off, and now we know what our finals is, which I believe will be the undercard for the pay-per-view, to the main event being, which I guess is going to be taped live, which I don't think Robert got a chance to do that this season. Saul did, so he'll have a little more experience in terms of the season, at least, as opposed to just in general. But, yeah. Good luck. Moose just, unfortunately, it's more that Moose just had the unfortunate luck of getting an opponent's choice while he was pretty well down, almost down and out anyway. So, if the roles were reversed, I'm sure Moose would have gotten it too. Would have probably done whatever Saul wound up doing, but I digress. It was good, but it was nice to see Saul, at least it's not all for naught. He did wind up in finals, and eventually, even if, do I believe he'll beat Parker? No, but I can see him potentially still being a threat. Granted, the way he's played, and on the unfortunate fact that even with Parker's having played the way he did, even with only having gotten a TKO, even though, yeah, he probably could have, but he wanted to play it as safe as he possibly could. And it's just mostly just him trying to just shit talk Kaiser, and I knew that was the whole thing with that, but if I hadn't already made that clear in my last video. But anyways, I liked it. It was fine. It was fine, and good on Saul. Now it seems the Den's looking mighty fine. I don't know how high up they are right now in the standings. At this moment, and we'll see how the Star Wars tournament goes. It's not looking like it'll be as favorable for us, though, given the Damon versus Damon match we're getting. And what was the point of it when we know how Alex is as a player? But now with the way the Star Wars questions and just the questions in general, that's the thing. I think everybody was prepared if it was still going to be like last season and a lot of the same questions. But since someone's deciding to make it harder, even on the round ones specifically, it's not going to happen anymore. And almost to me, because of how high a level you've set yourself, you've diminished. I just feel like the quality that the competitors have has now diminished in the process. And it just and people aren't seeing it that way. I do feel like that it just feels like it's also a quality dip in that way, and I'd hate feeling like that. Not enough to keep me away, obviously. I'm going to pretty much stick with it until this thing pretty much falls apart. Not going to lie. I'm that ride or die, I guess, but maybe. But regardless of that, the follow-up matches in Janine versus Zipper, that was tough to watch, man. But of the two that needed it more, given where she's been at as a player, Janine needed it more. If none of my dungeons gonna make it in the freaking tournament, I want Janine to pull it. I kind of do. I'm just saying. If none of them are gonna make it through this tournament, I'd love it for Del Rio for sure. Actually, for sure. I think he'll finally have that run in the same sense that people have been wanting to, had wound up seeing out of Liz Shannon Miller. So, her run last season. I'm expecting something like that. Chance doesn't have to worry about being in the tournament, but, I mean, it's probably going to happen to where there's a potential possibility it could be Mike. Mike could come out. Mike Kalinowski's going to wind up facing Paul Walter Hauser. I'm hopeful that, I want to see Paul Walter Hauser do well too, but you're making it harder on me to see him want to push on further. With that, because I kind of want to, I feel slightly sorry about him with the singles a little bit, so, for Kalinowski a little bit, and he needs a little something to give him that extra boost, to give him a chance pun slightly not intended, to move a little further, or at least get past a round one in a tournament, which it's not that he didn't before. In a previous one, it's just he ran into JTE. You don't have that problem in JTE, and unfortunately, Perry surprised everybody. Hopefully, Paul Walter Hauser doesn't pull that, and we don't have to worry about it. But anyways, in terms of where that's going with the singles tournament, that's where that's going. We already know that's over with, so I'm guessing we're going to wind up, for some reason, there was no thing for today, for tournament-wise, so, which is a good, why I'm this late at the time of which I'm doing this, hence why you see more sunlight. But anyways, here's your behind the scenes. But I digress. The follow-up match between Cherry Bomb and the Jet, yeah, this was a tough one because I had gotten a chance to talk and sort of bond with James White in the Gucciverse. And, my heart's out to you, Cherry Bomb. Since, once dungeon, always dungeon. But I kind of wanted to see James White play a little more. Not that I didn't want to see Brittany, and it's not like there isn't a way she could. But, and maybe in the future so. And it's possible she will stay with the Stars, I guess. But yeah, Jericho's scheduling, it's more that he's just going to do small little matches, maybe probably do their big deal thing, I guess. I don't know how they're handling Jericho, but Cherry Bomb did all right, but James kind of kept it in lead for the most part. And somehow, good on her, she got out of a TKO and forcing James to have to answer his questions. I don't think he was able to get his 3, but he wound up having to hit his 5. So, regardless, well, I think, or at least he did try to get his 3, and he had to use up a lot of repeats just to make sure he got it. And it worked for him, and good on him. And then the final match, oh my god. The thing is, I kind of knew about the result, but not exactly how it was going to play out. I didn't expect it to go the way that it did. I was expecting a little bit more of a nail-biter of a match. But the thing is that at the least you could do, if you are behind and you're the champ, force the other player to have to answer his 5 to win it. If not, wind up in sudden death or some shit. So, and that's exactly what happened, unfortunately, with it, to where Harper had to earn it. So, yeah, I don't think anybody can question, nobody's bothered to question Harper as a player up to this point, and so that's still not, and who knows if he's going to be that type of champion or not. Though, I didn't expect Dimolanta to want to go into the tournament. Not go in the tournament. So it kind of screwed things up, which means the way that this is set up, it was set up for, they set it up to where if Dimolanta had played, this is what it would be. If Dimolanta did lose and he would wind up in the tournament, this is how it would play out. But now that he's not, then in that case, who would have been in it, which would have been in the other bracket, which is Eric Whitley, is going to wind up finally having a chance to play. Don't know if it's going to matter given who he's going to wind up playing, but and I think tournament season's starting up. I don't know which one's going to start. I'm guessing it's probably the Damon versus Damon, so I'm going to have my heart broken because but I want Molly to have the upset so bad. I understand if she don't, because it's fucking the Demon. Okay, but I would love it more so or less if she could find a way to basically make him earn it in a similar way to what Video Drew wound up doing for Griffey Newman for his round 2, in their round 1 match, and for singles. I want that at the very least, or at least her, if not that, at least that her not getting TKO'd. So far, despite where we're at, we've managed to still stay at least in the top portion of the standings because of the fact that we've made sure that other than Flickinger, which is more on him than a Kaiser, because everyone else has kept themselves, even if they were behind, out of KO or TKO range. Oh, and I'm trying to figure out when Patalia is supposed to be in this, you know? Because we already had the 4 players in. It would turn up Video Drew, Del Rio, Ben and Merle. So those are the ones. Video Drew was not a not for sure thing. Del Rio was a more likely for sure to make it past round 1. The fact that Ben had a tougher time, I'm scared about. But I'm hoping that doesn't reflect into his teams, and given who they're going to face in teams, jeez, he better beat her in round 2 and win with the Untouchables. We have to, because Ben needs the way Ben handled things. I was told it was McWeenie, not so much Ethan, but everyone else is saying it's Ethan. I don't know what's up with that, but regardless, God, I hope things work itself out. I'm sorry, I was having an issue but anyways. What did you get? But, I enjoyed the matchup until that point. He at least kept it. He missed, but it wasn't, like, severe, necessarily. Too severe, necessarily. Something. He missed some questions, but not nearly to the point that Dimolanta wound up missing. So I'm guessing that's what happened, and he went perfect, and I think it was more the round 2 that did him in, but he managed to get through it, and I think if he had a chance to get all of his round 1s on it, all of it, without passing or anything like that, he might have had a chance to actually have tied it with him, and it made it even more interesting. And we might have had a sudden death on our hands, given the way that whole match played out. That whole round played out. But it was good. I wasn't expecting it. I wanted it to be nail-biter-ish, but yeah, good for Harper. He's got the belt. And it's not like Dimolanta didn't at least beat Damon twice and finally, got a moral victory over Laura Kelly. So it's, and maybe because he's defended twice, maybe I don't know, unless he has to defend another time after that, then maybe he'll get a rematch clause. Then he's supposed to get a rematch clause. I don't know. Maybe he's holding off for a potential rematch or a potential number 1 contendership he could have. Match he could have instead of just going into the tournament in the future. And I think that's what's going to be happening with Dimolanta, I guess. Maybe he still has that number 1 contendership for the future. He's just not going to, I don't know. And who knows what Ayama's going to do now that, given final exams in the tournament instead, that was a bigger deal than where the teams thing was, and how they did the bracket. And then I thought corruption was supposed to be in it, but they instead decided deception. So it's them versus chaos theory, and I don't know. For all I know, the way it's looking, we could either see a final exam versus danger zone, or it's a much. I'm trying to remember who's the old guard though. But regardless, I'm looking forward to what we are going to get. I guess it's going to be the start of the Star Wars tournament, which I'm guessing it's got to be the Damon versus Damon match first, because that was the only one, no matter which side of the bracket it would have been, that has been confirmed. Unless they're deciding not to show that one and they want to save it for last for some strange reason. So they could show these other matches that were happening and taped. Because of how long, I guess, the pre-tape of the championship match was, so they had an idea of what to get into with it. So that was nice for the throwdown, or the verses or whatever. I guess it was versus or throwdown. One of the two. I'm guessing it throwdown's this coming one, and then I think, of course, usually Battlefield's usually safe as the last one. Is how the pay-per-view thing goes. But anyways, those are what I'm looking forward to. I guess we're starting up Star Wars tournament now, and I think once that's done, or at least gets to its point of being the finals, then we're going to have, and then when the finals happen, when we get to that point of the finals, they may save that as the undercard or a main event thing. And then they'll probably start up the teams, get that out of the way, and then do a pay-per-view thing with that before they decide to do the spectacular. And that's what it seems like is going on now, because the latter half is Ultimate Schmoedown season, so and that's mostly what's going on, unless it's like a random undercard or something. Which I think they might just do random undercards and then have those number one contenderships, final style number one contendership matches be like the main events of those pay-per-views. I don't know how it's a possibility. We've yet to see storyline continue. I don't know if they're just going to hold off and just save it for that until they can finally do something in studio about it. But regardless, what did you guys think of the matches? By the time you probably get this, I don't know if most of you who are seeing this, it will be out. You might not get to see this just yet until tomorrow, probably, given how late I've went. Yeah, I'll be lucky if I get this uploaded before I even... Ah, crap. Well, it's been a weird... It's a weird week, but whatever. What did you guys think of the matches? Leave a comment below. Let me know. As always, guys, keep it random. Keep it real, keep it rocking. Also, link in the description to the Facebook page. Like, follow me there. Also to the... if you like this video, rock that like button with the rest if you must. Also, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bells for yourself as well. And as always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown rocks, Skype Entertainment, and so on and so forth. Also, link in description to the dungeon page, home of the one and the only to be five-time movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Dangerous Dan Merle. Now, can you dig that, suckers? As far as I'm concerned, yeah, dig it. What you gonna do, brothers, when this trivia Schmoedown rocks and all of Schmoedown Entertainment Network runs wild on you?